Everyone is playing down their own title aspiration and everyone is trying to hype up Arsenal. Hey, pressure, pressure seems to be the order of the day. Everyone seems to be trying to pressure Arsenal to be the favourites to win this league title. You know what I mean? Because it's a situation that Arsenal tend to fold under pressure. You know what I mean? Like we've did for the past 3 seasons. So if we hype them enough, they will fold. I tell you all, this season is different. We have a different mindset. We have a different mental. We are a different team. You know what I mean? There's some interesting news going on are making the rounds since Mikel Arteta press conference. You know what I mean? Injury basis. You know what I mean? A lot of positive. Very positive news coming out from the boss. What's going on, people? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for making it Riley's World. Guys, here at Riley's World, we discuss football. And football. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. And it does not matter what team you support. We are building a community right here that is like no other. Everybody from everywhere that support every team. That is what we're building over here. Here at Riley's World, we make sure that your voice is heard. You can come here and you can voice your opinion. That's what we emphasize on. That's what we push forward. Everybody needs to know what you think, what your thought. Your team, you need to come and defend your team because we are debatable over here on Riley's World. You know what I mean? So, yo, if you want to find a channel that's not boring, you know what I mean, that's expressive, you know what I mean, and that have vibes, Riley's World is a channel for you. So guys, tune into Riley's World. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Make the change. Come over. We welcome you. Thank you guys so much. Kai Havertz and Victor Gyökeres seem to, in my words, I'll say be in contention. You know what I mean? The boss won't say. You know what I mean? Everybody know that Mikel Arteta is not going to say. You know what I mean? So we're going to have another assessment tomorrow because we have another couple of days. You know what I mean? If they weren't going to make it, that would be a cold no. That, yo, they're not ready. You know, they're not ready. You know what I mean? So my view is this. Mikel Arteta holding his cards close to his chest. You know what I mean? And I think that the possibilities are very high that even on the bench, we might see a Kai Havertz. You know what I mean? And definitely we might see a Victor Gyökeres. You know what I mean? And the team's been coping very well. You know what I mean? We've still been winning our games. We went into Bayern Munich game without a recognized striker. You know what I mean? And we still scored 3 goals. You know? So we as I tell people, we're not the same team of the past. We're not the team that falls under pressure no more. You know what I mean? Just like me as a content creator, I block out the noise of outsiders. So I can just imagine that it's the same thing that the players are doing right now. The noise is being blocked out and I'm focusing on Arsenal winning game by game. You know what I mean? And that's just me. So I would suggest that the players are doing the same thing, man. You know what I mean? Game by game. Take it one game at a time. We all know that the title is not going to be won in November or December or January. You understand? So, you know what I mean? Game by game is the order of the day. It's very positive news to know that the likes of Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz, you know what I mean, potential, you know what I mean, to make an appearance. Guys, we've been missing strikers. You know what I mean? And can you imagine if we can see our firepower even on the bench? Can you imagine what that will do to our opposition? You know what I mean? To know that, hey, guess what? Arsenal have these players can bring on to change the game at any time. You know what I mean? It's just a mindset that the fear that it will instill. You know what I mean? These are what we're talking about. You know what I mean? There was a closed door. There was a behind closed door friendly game that was organized for a couple players. Mikel Arteta didn't say if Kai Havertz or Victor Gyökeres was featured in it. You know what I mean? But he did say Gabriel was featured in the Gabriel Jesus studies, was featured in that behind closed door game. You know what I mean? And he's looking okay. You know what I mean? And he'll assess him a little more and all of that. He also said that each and one area needed the minutes, so he was also featured in that game. You know, and I think that's positive news for Gabriel Jesus. You know what I mean? He played, he featured, you know what I mean, and he was okay. Seems he's doing fine. Will we see him on Sunday? Probably not. You know what I mean? Probably not. But it's very nice that he's getting those minutes, you know what I mean, and he's coming out feeling good, you know. So there's a lot of things that's going on, you know what I mean. We still don't have Gabriel Magalhaes, you know what I mean. It was very comforting and welcoming to see Nani Madueke and Gabriel Martinelli featured, you know what I mean. It was even more comforting to see them score, you know what I mean. So it was a beautiful, beautiful day for the injured players that came back, you know what I mean. Another player that was featured in the Bayern game was also Captain Fantastic, you know what I mean, Martin Odegaard. And boy, we've missed him. I mean, like, Eze has done fairly well, you know what I mean, especially the last two games where he has stepped up immensely, you know what I mean, immensely, you know what I mean. And we're looking at this team now, and we can just sit back and we can relax and we can say, yo, what a team. What a team. People are trying to downplay who we are, downplay what we're doing. You know what I mean? First, it was Tottenham going to beat us. You know what I mean? Then, okay, guess what? Y'all pass Tottenham. Y'all never going to pass Bayern. Bayern going to whip y'all. Then we beat Bayern. Now, okay, it's Chelsea. It's always another hurdle for us to go over. Always another hurdle for us to go over. Arsenal always seem to be under pressure. Even when we are doing fantastic, we always seem to be underrated. You know what I mean? But it's fine. You know what I mean? Arsenal is a fantastic club, and it's a club that is feared by a lot. So we do understand where the fear factor comes from. But we are Arsenal Football Club. You know what I mean? And pressure is what's going to make this team. You know, pressure is what's going to make this team. On to some Chelsea news. You know what I mean? Cole Palmer. Yeah, remember him? Yeah, man, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer seemed to be in contention for a starting spot. You know what I mean? Left from allegedly breaking his toe or whatever is it they say that happened to him. I'm talking about just a week and a half ago or something like that. Now to be in contention to start against Arsenal. You know what I mean? Fantastic news for Chelsea. You know what I mean? With Estevao playing like how he's playing. You know what I mean? And there are certain key rivalries that we're going to have to look into in this game. You know what I mean? Cucurella. You know what I mean? Very fantastic player. You know what I mean? Fantastic player. The right back position. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's potential that the two best right back in the league are playing in that match. So we are going to look into those situations. You know what I mean? The midfield battle. Don't forget about the midfield battle. Declan Rice, Caicedo. I mean, like, one is a 6 and one is a 8, but they're still being compared. You know what I mean? All day long. You know what I mean? And yeah, so it's first against second. It's a London derby. You know what I mean? And there's only one winner. You know what I mean? The points might be shared. The points can be shared. You know what I mean? But I think both teams are looking for a win in this one. You know, as I said, people keep on underestimating this Arsenal team. And they keep on pumping up the rivals. Every team that Arsenal play get pumped up by the media or whoever. You know what I mean? And Arsenal keep on being underrated. You know what I mean? But we're going about our business under the radar, just like we want to. We're doing what we need to do, and we're winning the games that we need to win. You know, it's gonna be a fantastic London derby. You know what I mean? It's gonna be where we make a stamp, show persons. You know what I mean? Who the real king of London is. London is red and will always be red, and the world need to know that. I always tell people, if you go anywhere in the world and ask, which team do you know from London? I guarantee you, Arsenal is the first team that they're going to say. You know what I mean? But guess what? We're not only going to talk, we're going to show that we run this. We are the London Dons. You know what I mean? So guys, stay tuned. You will see what's up. You know what I mean? Arsenal versus Chelsea. It's going to be a fantastic game. I'm going to be watching that game. You know what I mean? Where are you going to be? Make sure y'all tune in, because we're going to discuss the game after. You know what I mean? If you guys have made it this far, please like and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe to the channel. Be a part of what we have going on here. You know what I mean? Help us grow. You know what I mean? We're aiming for 50,000 subscribers by January. You know what I mean? Can we do it? Of course we can. With y'all help? Of course we can. We can. And we will. You know what I mean? Help us grow. You know what I mean? This is your boy Riley, and you have been in tune to Riley's world. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate it.